When Albert was young, he thought that math was hard. He thought that it just wasn't for him. No one ever encouraged him to try harder, so he didn't. Albert had a fixed mindset. He believed that he just can't learn math. And you know what? No one ever told him that he could. In first grade, he had trouble with adding and subtracting, so he just put his head on the desk or told the teacher he was sick and went to the nurse's office. In second grade, when the math got a little harder, he did the same thing. Unfortunately, since he was never encouraged to succeed, he thought, why should I try now? Albert did this all the way through elementary school, and no one ever encouraged him to try any harder. He thought to himself, why should I even try to do math? I can't do it, and I'm just not made to do math. Albert was really good at music, though. He could paint pictures better than many people his age. So Albert knew he could learn, and he knew he was smart, but in a different way. Later, when he was a bit older, he taught himself how to play guitar all on his own, but he never learned to read music because it looked too much like math to him. Albert couldn't do math, so he didn't need to learn how to read music. He learned how to repair old guitars by looking at what was wrong with them and trying new ideas until they worked the way they were supposed to. Albert loved to tinker with broken radios, TVs. He even found an old amplifier in the trash bin and found the broken parts inside and took the parts to his local electronics store, bought new ones, and fixed the amplifier. But he never learned what was really wrong with the amplifier by reading books about electronics, because they were full of math, and he can't do math. His brain isn't wired for it. Albert joined a band, traveled around the country playing music to so many people he couldn't even imagine the scale. After all, he didn't like math, so he just figured there were a lot of people there. After many years of music, Albert fell in love with a beautiful artist, and they started making art together to earn their living. A strange thing happened as Albert learned to be a professional artist. He learned that when you try really hard to do something, you really can do it. Well, if you believe in yourself. He watched his wife grow, go to college, and become more and more successful. He learned to admire the mental tools that education could give a person. He started to believe that if you put your mind to it, you really can achieve anything. Albert was starting to believe in a growth mindset. Albert decided to go back to school. First, he decided to learn about electronics since he loved it so much when he was young. But this time, when he saw the math, he thought to himself, I have achieved so much by trying hard in my life. I believe I can achieve this math as well. And you know what? He did. Arthur earned a 2-year degree in electronics. Wow! I can grow, he thought. Soon, Albert became a dad. He thought to himself, I want my child to believe you can do anything with your life if you really believe in yourself. I want to be that example of a growth mindset for him. So Albert decided to go back to school again, this time to a university. And this time, Albert was going to learn math. He was going to become a mathematician. Whenever the math got hard, Albert tried harder. When he failed a class, he didn't quit. He just did it again until he learned what he needed and passed the class. Whenever his inner voice would say, "Hey, you're not good at math," Albert said back, "I must be good at math. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it this far." Albert's growth mindset earned him a degree in mathematics. In fact, he learned to love math so much that he decided to go out into the world and teach it. He wanted to make sure that whenever a young mind thought, "I can't do math, I'm just not wired for it," he could jump in to the rescue and tell them, "Hey, you are good at math. If you weren't, you wouldn't be here now with me learning it." Albert lived a much happier life with his growth mindset, and he was even happier when he saw the people he helped to educate become great people with growth mindsets as well.